What's up, guys? It's Zach the Celtics guy here. I am here with another video in the middle of nowhere at around 6:30 in the morning before I head into work. I'm on one of my one of my favorite walking trails. I decided that because I got a good hour and a half, 2 hours to kill before work after I just brought Steven to work. I figured that I drive a good distance away from my house to walk on one of my favorite trails, considering I have a good amount of time to kill. So I want to get on here and just talk about the general stupidity that I've been witnessing as of late, particularly this morning. As you can see, it is very, very foggy out here. Like, if you look out in the distance, it's very foggy, right? Now, you would think that common sense would cause people to realize that, hey, you should, slow down in bad weather, right? You would think that. When Steven and I got up this morning and we went to work, I could barely even see what was in front of me. Like visibility from the fog out here is so low. Even on the highway, I was driving I wasn't even doing any more than 60. And the speed limit in this area is, well, obviously it's 65 on I-95 because it's in the, middle of nowhere. Up on certain parts of I-95, you're in Mass, you're in the middle of nowhere. So obviously, I'm generally cruising at, 70, 75 usually. But today, I wasn't doing any more than 60. And you see all these people flying past you, even in fog. It's unfucking believable. How fucking stupid people are. And it literally just, it ticks me off. Just the general stupidity of people that don't seem to understand that, and I can't believe it. Yes, I have this much energy at 6:30 in the morning. Because just seeing this, it just gets under my skin. And why does it get under my skin? How does, some people think, oh, well, Zach, how does it affect you? How does it, okay, well, here's the thing. It does. It affects everybody. Because people who do not seem to understand, which seems to be a lot of people nowadays, don't seem to understand that the posted sign, that when it says speed limit or speed maximum, whatever, or if any of my fans are from outside the U.S. and European countries or whatever, like the regular number, kilometers or whatever, that if you see that number, 80 kilometers, 90 kilometers, or in the U.S. you see 65, speed limit 65, 70, whatever. That's meant for ideal conditions. And it just blows my mind as to how stupid people really are. People are really this fucking stupid that they don't seem to understand that the posted speed limit is meant for ideal conditions. So when visibility is less than 1 mile, do you think it's safe to be driving the exact speed limit or faster in fog? If anyone thinks that is okay, you are fucking retarded. There is no argument. There is no argument for that. There is no valid argument. And good luck telling a police officer that. Good luck telling a state trooper that. Okay? Good luck. Good luck trying to tell a state trooper that. Oh yeah, well, I was driving the speed limit, officer. That is not a fucking argument. That is not an argument. And you know what the officer is going to say? Or at least an officer that has any idea about how the law works. He would say, sir, or madam, or whatever, the posted speed limit is meant for ideal conditions. So what are you talking about? Okay, that's what the person would say. Or, or Judge Judy would say, Madam, the speed limit is meant for ideal conditions. What are you talking about? Or something like that. But it's just like, people are just unbelievable. Just the lack of common sense nowadays. It's like, you might, driving too fast. That's what too fast for the conditions means. That's what unsafe speed means. That's what inappropriate speed means. It means that the posted limit is not enough. Driving the limit is not enough. Even driving 5 under the limit is not enough. Sometimes in inclement weather, when visibility is particularly low, you should be reducing your speed by probably 10 miles an hour. If there's snow or ice on the ground, you should be doing like half the speed limit. So you might think you're in control. People think that they are in control of their car. Like in weather like this. It might not look foggy right here from a distance, but if you're on the highway this morning, you will see if you were on the highway, you would see that how low the visibility is. Now, it does look like the fog is starting to clear up, so maybe on my way to work I might drive 65, 70 or something. But that would only be if the visibility clears up. But if the visibility is still low, I'm still not going to drive any faster than like 60. So, and of course, I would be in the furthest right lane, because obviously I'm not going to be a left lane hog and fucking hog it, because no, people who do that are fucking idiots too. And they're deserving of a ticket also. So, you might think you're in control. People think that they are in control of their vehicles until they're not. You might think you're in control of your vehicle. You might think that, because I got 4-wheel drive or whatever, that means that, like, some people think that they're invincible. Like, some people are so fucking stupid that they think that they're, like, invincible. They think that they are invincible. They think that, because I know how to drive. I got a fancy car. I know how to drive. I've been driving all these years and whatnot. That somehow means that like, I am invincible to the reduced speed that is, even though, number one, not only is it required by law in not just all states of this country, but it is also the law in Canada. It is a law that the EU has adapted to. It's like a EU road safety regulation that the European Union has adopted. It's the law also in New Zealand, Australia, just about every country I've ever studied about, ever heard of, that says that, inappropriate speed is too fast for conditions and so on and so forth. So, you might think you're in control until your car hydroplanes in the rain, until your car skids on ice, or if you get into an accident because you couldn't see the car in front of you because you were driving too fast in the fog or haze or whatever. Or whatever. You think you're in control until you're not. You're no longer in control. Because once your car hydroplanes in rain or snow or ice or whatever, depending on where you live, then you have less reaction time. In bad weather or with low visibility like what it is out in the distance, it might look clear in this area, but if you look out in the distance, as you can see, does the sky look clear? The sky doesn't look very clear right now. So, if you're on the roads, it's not as clear. So, people think they're in control, but when they're not, until they're not, and when they're not in control, then that's when there's an accident. Then there's going to be an accident on other people's hands. So it's ridiculous how just, and like the reason I'm just so, it just frustrates me and like legitimately gets me annoyed is because I see this all the fucking time. Even in the shittiest weather, I've driven in ice storms. I don't even like driving in bad weather. Like, I don't even like to drive in bad weather. But I've driven when it was snowing out. I've driven on black ice. And I've still seen people fly by me. I've seen people fly by me in pouring down rain. I've seen people drive past me when visibility is like half a mile. You know, it's just unfucking believable. It's just the lack of common sense from so many people nowadays is just unbelievable. And the reason is because it affects everyone. So I'm of a belief that as someone who's center left and as libertarian, I am someone who thinks, yeah, if it doesn't have a victim, it shouldn't be a crime. But the thing is, this does have a victim. This has multiple victims. This is a form of reckless driving. Okay? Depending on the circumstances, driving too fast for the conditions can be considered reckless. So yes, by definition, you are a reckless driver if you drive too fast for the conditions. Because you have so little reaction time to stop in order to avoid a collision. Okay? So driving the speed limit on soaking wet pavement or low visibility like this or on like a snowy road or something, it's just as reckless as someone driving 120 on the freeway. You have just as little reaction time as someone driving 100 miles an hour in the middle of traffic. It's like people need to get a fucking grip on reality. The maximum speed limit is meant for ideal conditions. Why do you think that in France, the posted speed limits are specifically reduced in rain? For example, many French expressways have 130 kilometer per hour limits. That's like 80 miles an hour in like the most rural areas. But you know, that's reduced to 110 kilometers, which is about 68 miles an hour in rain. Okay? So nobody can sit there and convince me that they are somehow invincible to the conditions and they are invincible to all the other traffic around when the weather is bad. Like, you cannot sit there and give me that argument because it's not an argument. It's not going to fly. It's not going to fly in the real world. It's not going to fly when you get a ticket. It's not going to fly with your insurance company when you get into an accident. And not only do you have a ticket on your hand and a possible reckless driving summons on your hands, but also with your insurance companies. Your insurance companies are going to look at you and be like, and with that kind of a thing, you're not, most insurance companies aren't going to touch you with a 10-foot pole. So get a fucking grip, people. Get a fucking grip. Like, people just need to get a fucking grip on reality. If anything, more police ought to be funded. Forget this fucking defund the police bullshit. It's reasons like this as to why that slogan is so lame, is so stupid, even as someone who is more to the left. And the reason is because we need more police when you got people that still think it's safe to drive the speed limit in bad weather. So, give me a fucking break. There needs to be more police out there. For real. You might think you're in control until you're not. I will stress that until I'm blue in the face. Okay, and I'm not trying to sit here and be like a goody two-shoes and try to tell people what to do or how to drive or whatever. I'm not trying to do that. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is that I just don't understand why people think it's okay to do this when it's clearly not. Like, it's just unbelievable. I mean, there's people I know that don't even drive. Like, for example, Steven doesn't even drive regularly. I take him to work. He doesn't, it's reasons like this as to why there's so many people out there that don't even feel like they want to drive. Like Steven, for example, or my aunt, for example. It's because of people like that. It's because of stupid fucking people. There's just so many fucking people, and I see it all the time. I see this all the fucking time. I see this all the time. And it gets to the point where, you're not. So maybe some people got to learn the fucking hard way. And I know that might sound brutal or might sound unloving or whatever. But you know what? Maybe some people got to learn the hard way. Maybe it would take someone driving the speed limit in a snowstorm and collide with another car for them to fucking learn. And to think twice before thinking it's okay to drive more than like half the speed limit in a fucking snowstorm or something like that. Or to drive any more than like 10 miles an hour under the limit in fog. Some people are just so stupid that maybe they got to learn the hard way. I don't know. Do they? I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. But it's just gotten to the point where I see this so often, even in bad weather like this. It just really just got me going this morning. And I just wanted to get on here and rant about it, especially out here where I'm like in the, middle of nowhere, no one's around. I can just walk around, clear my head, and I just kind of just let my feelings out and just think out loud. And you guys know how it is, especially my longtime fans. And Steven, of course. I mean, see, he knows that especially. Even when I was driving up to Weeks Woods with a friend of mine, like, I think it was like sometime in the summer of last year. And we went up to, Weeks Woods up in New Hampshire, which is like 100 miles away from where I live. Because we decided to go on like a road trip together, buddy of mine, whatever. We decided to do that one day. Because I like to do that. I love going on long road trips and stuff like that and explore the nature and the woods. It's a cool thing. It's a fun thing to do. But, see, the thing is, up there it's 70. I mean, north of Concord on I-93 North, it might as well be 70. I mean, it's in the absolute middle of nowhere, the absolute middle of the absolute wilderness, nowhere. So it's 70 up past I-93 North, mile marker 45. Now, it was just after rush hour. And even though it was like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening, there was still a significant amount of cars around. Because it was like just after rush hour. And there was still a significant amount of traffic around. It wasn't like a traffic jam or anything. But even though the limit was 70, there were so many cars around, people could barely go 70. I could barely go 70. I was going like 70 for like a minute until I had to go down to like 66, 67, maybe 68. I don't know. But I just remember that. Because when you see even like when it's like in the evening, in like rush hour traffic, or like even like in the evening when it's like just after rush hour and there's still like a significant amount of cars around, you see all those headlights in the distance. You see, not headlights, tail lights in the distance. You see that, right? So when you see all those lights around, does a common sense thing, maybe you should slow down? Maybe the traffic conditions also require slower speed? Doesn't the fact that there's construction in many areas, work zones, and things like that, or school zones or whatever, there's a lot of traffic around, like it was that night? Just from personal experience. Doesn't common sense tell you that, in a 70-mile-an-hour zone, even though it's the middle of the wilderness, even though it's the middle of nowhere, there's still like a significant amount of traffic around, because it literally was just after rush hour, like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. There's still a lot of cars around, and you see all these taillights up in the distance. Doesn't common sense think, maybe I should slow down a little bit? Maybe what if our traffic stopped suddenly and I couldn't because I'm trying to drive the speed limit or whatever? Yeah, you can do it and go with the flow of traffic, but that's not even with the flow of traffic. If the traffic's going like 70, even in a 70 and a 70, then doesn't common sense think, maybe I should go 70 with the rest of the traffic, because if I try to go faster, I might collide with the traffic going slower because of all the other cars around. It's just fucking unbelievable how stupid people are. And yeah. And it's not even just in Massachusetts. I see it in New Hampshire. I've seen it even in Indiana with Steven. I know that us from Massachusetts, we get the terminology, massholes and whatnot. Oh, yeah, there's plenty of them. There's even a lot of stupid drivers even up in New Hampshire. There's a lot of stupid drivers even in Indiana, where Steven's from. There's a lot of people. There's stupid people everywhere. Common sense is not very common nowadays. But people need to get a grip and understand that safe driving is critical for everyone's sake. It's critical for everybody's sake. Not just mine, but also for your own. And for the passengers that are possibly in your car. Everybody else around you. Everybody else around you. Oh, but I'm in a rush. I gotta get to work or whatever. Yeah, well, How about manage your time better? I don't know. Just do that. If the weather is less than ideal, or if traffic is heavier, or if it's a work zone or some shit like that, just slow down. Just slow down a little bit. Slow down until the weather gets better. Or until you exit the work zone. And then you can go back up to 70, 75. No problem. Like, what the fuck, people? Get a fucking grip. Fucking Christ. Gonna try and step over this ice thing. Because it's like flooded. Wee! Yee! Woo! Whew. That was a close one. I don't know. I just got a lot of energy this morning. I don't know. I'm just... Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just about fed up with people's bullshit. Like, I work in, this is also something I studied, considering I studied law in college. I studied law in college and also mental health. Gravitated towards mental health. I wasn't sure what to do with my, law classes or law degrees or whatever, so I just gravitated towards mental health, and that's why I work in the mental health field. But even in the field that I work in, I still have to do a lot of legal documents. So, a lot of legal documents with regards to, child custody disputes, or the possibility of whether or not there's going to be people with criminal records that live there, or live in the area, or sex offenders, or whatever. Because I work with people from all walks of life. So, the law, mental health, everything. But people got to understand that you got to, that people have to understand common sense. That common sense is just something that is just lacking nowadays, It's just lacking. It looks like I got a cameo appearance of a husky puppies. So, yeah. No, you're fine. Hey, puppies. Hey, puppies. Yeah, that was interesting. Well, I work with people from all walks of life, okay? But, so, I understand. I try to be understanding of people, especially in the field that I work in. I'm as understanding as I try to be understanding of people. I try to understand people, considering I've worked with people from all walks of life. And I do on a regular basis, as it's my job. But when it comes to people like this, like ridiculous things like too fast for conditions and whatnot, I just don't understand it, and I never will understand it. The psychology behind it is just fucking carelessness, indifference, recklessness. Recklessness is a part of psychology. Recklessness, driving to endanger. There is a psychology behind it. It's just not giving a shit. That's where the term reckless driving or driving to endanger comes from. Driving with a willful or wanton disregard for other persons or property. It just comes to the fact that people just don't care. And they don't care until it affects them. And then they cry the wolf and they try to play the victim. Because you're not a victim. This does have a victim. Speeding, driving to endanger, whatever. Too fast for the conditions. It affects everybody. So, people just need to get a grip. And the police need to start enforcing too fast for conditions laws. Like, for real. Like, please. Okay? I've gotten a speeding ticket in the past. We've all gotten speeding tickets in our lives. I've been there. Been there, done that. We've all been there. But after a while, it just gets to the point where you realize, you know what? This is a wake-up call. Some people don't learn until the hard way. Maybe that has to happen for some people. I don't know. But I just want to make awareness of this situation and make aware of this problem. Because it is a problem. Because people are so fucking stupid. Like, get a grip, people. Honestly. Get a fucking grip. Just know, the posted speed limit is the maximum limit in ideal conditions. And yeah, 75 or whatever on a rural highway, even in a 65, is generally perfectly fine. Little traffic around, whatever. Especially up here, especially. But if anyone thinks I'm going to do 75 on a highway with dense fog, then you're out of your fucking mind. Because I'm not. Okay? I'm not going faster just because you want to go faster because you're in a fucking hurry to go nowhere. No, I'm going to get there. I'm going to do it safely and for other people's safety. Because if you don't care about your safety or other people's safety, then fuck you. I might not give a shit about you. But suit it for the conditions. Okay? You might not care, but I do. It's called having regard for other people's safety and life. That's what it is. Fucking people. Okay, I know I got worked up about it probably more than I should have, but especially this morning and whatnot. But you know what? I had to take the time to make this because I've been seeing this a lot lately, even in bad weather, and it really just gets under my skin. And just people get under my skin in general, just the general stupidity of people today with everything else going on in the world. This is the last thing people fucking need to deal with. Like, seriously. Just drive safely. Drive for the conditions. That's all I can say. And I'm going to make awareness of this. And I encourage other people to do the same. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. I've been ranting and rambling for half an hour. I'm going to finish up another 10 more minutes of my walk. I'm going to do that, listen to some music, and we'll probably listen to some YouTube videos or something for the next 10 more minutes of my walk before I get back to my car. But anyway, hope you all enjoy this video. Drive safe out there. Adjust your speed for the conditions, you know how it goes. But I know my fans, you all know that I love you guys. You know that I love you guys, like, seriously, like I do. I know that you, and when I say adjust your speed for the conditions, I'm not talking about you guys, because you guys, I think that my fans generally, I think my fans in general would understand that and would know that. That's why. But that doesn't apply to you. That just applies to fucking idiots in general. I know that you guys know that, but I just feel the need to always say that, because drive safe for the conditions, do all that, and just understand that there's just a lot of stupid people out there, and just be safe. That's all. Anyway, I'll be back with more videos soon. Hope you all enjoy. Comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. I'll see you all again in the next video. More stuff in the works. Stay tuned to find out more. This is Zach, the Celtics guy, reporting from the middle of nowhere. Middle of nowhere, Massachusetts. Middle of nowhere. Anyway, see you all again next time in the next video. Probably next week at some point. More stuff in the works. Stay tuned. Bye for now. Peace out, and have a good day.